No questions at all. You can't think. I think you have gone beyond that. Such a pleasure to have you all here in this cool atmosphere. Now, as Dr. Warren Reeves have told you, it's a fact. We have this power within us, no doubt, which you can see in some people when it rises. You can see it pulsating. If there's an obstruction on your Nabhi chakra, then you can see it actually with your naked eyes, the pulsation like a heart. Your triangular bone pulsates. Surprisingly, this bone is called as sacrum. And sacrum means sacred. Means in Greece people knew that there's something sacred in it, that they called it a sacrum. Now, the main thing is that we become the spirit. We become the spirit. Now, the quality of spirit is that it is the truth. Whatever we know about people, about things, about anything, is still a confusion. We are not sure. Somebody might say, this is a nice man. Somebody might say he's a very bad man. And by the time you discover him, you'll be in trouble. So there's no absolute measure of anything with us. Whatever we know is relative. We live in a relative world. Whatever it is, we say, all right, this is good, that may be bad. But we do not have any absolute value system by which we can say what is the real, actual good. And for that, you have to become the absolute yourself, and that absolute being is your spirit. So, as a result of this happening, you get those vibrations in your hand, they start flowing in your hand, and then as a result of that, you start feeling the centers of another person. Now, as I told you yesterday, you are like a computer, and the computer starts working as soon as you become one with the divine, like this instrument, once it is connected with the whole. But the truth is so easily known that even a child, if he is a realized soul, can tell you what's the problem with another person, what's the problem with himself, or any other thing that you want to see. Like there was another child, not here, and somebody rang up. So he says, oh, somebody rang up, very ordinary, not a yogi, just on the phone. Because through the vibrations he could feel it in his head, hot air blowing into his ears. He said, no, he's not a yogi, he put it down. On the phone he could discern. A little child of about, say, 4 years. So it is not at all difficult then to relate yourself to the absolute knowledge, because you become the truth. And the source of truth is the spirit which gives you, emits these vibrations on your central nervous system. In the beginning, you have to deal with the vibrations to know what is what. For example, now they might say he is a saint. Somebody is a saint. How do you know? How do you know he is a fake or a saint? Supposing somebody takes money, you'll say, all right, he's not a saint. Somebody has some other things he's doing, you'll say, rationally you might come to a point where you will say it is not so. But rationality can take you to a very limited sphere. This is beyond that limitations that you exactly know what that person is through your vibrations immediately. A person who is suffering, say, today somebody came to see me. He was talking to me, suddenly I said, what's wrong with your left foot? He said, how do you know? I said, I know, you have a pain there. So how do you know? Because you become part and parcel of that person immediately, and you do not feel the pain for suffering, but you do feel indications of that. Within your being, yourself, you know what's the matter with that person. For example, people like to do charitable work, they have missionary work, they do some charities, try to help the poor and all that. But that helping can create a big ego problem for you, because you think you are helping others. But in this it just flows, and you know that it is there. You just help that person just through the flow of your energy, as you must have read about Christ, that somebody touched the cloth that Christ was wearing and he got cured. In the same way, it is just in the non-action, it is in the akarma, in non-action, that you pass your energy to another person, you know about person, you do good to that person, but you don't say, I've done it. What you say, it is done. It's not done. It starts in the third person, you start speaking. So the first thing that happens to you, that you become collectively conscious and you know the truth. You become the truth. Now, truth is like this, that so many things we have no idea because we are not on the principle of everything. For example, look at this tree, is so great and is very nice, but supposing it gets sick. Now, if you want to treat it, you have to go to the roots. If you try to treat one little leaf and think that you can cure the leaf, you cannot. You have to go to the roots. In the same way, when you are on the principle of everything, then what happens that on that principle when you work, everything works out. It is very simple to work it out that way. You can even control the atmosphere. You can control all the 5 elements later on, not now. But slowly, you gradually become, because you go on the principle of everything. What we call the tattva anusandhan. You go to the principle, and that's how you become absolutely master of goodness. You do not harm others. You just do good. Automatically, even if you don't speak, even if you are just sitting down, suddenly you feel peace within you rising, and the peace in another person will also rise. Automatically the person will react. I have seen people who are very difficult. They say, Mother, he's very difficult, we don't know how to handle him. I said, give a bandhan, means just put your hands around that, the energy will float, write the name, just imaginary, and you find the person is changed. His temperament change. Everything starts becoming so wonderful, everything works out so well, and you are not worried. Like when I came, they forgot to make my visa, and I was in Singapore, landed there without the visa to Australia. And then I told somebody from my husband's office that please arrange my visa. And he went down. I never asked him about it. Never asked him. He was so surprised. I was least bothered. I never telephoned to him. I didn't want to find it out. And then he came next day, said, I've got it, but I don't know how you were without any worry about it. I said, I knew it was done. How am I to, what's this? I have a telephone number inside. But this is what exactly is, that you know everything so well that you are not worried, you are not upset about things. Everything works out. Everything is helpful because you enter into the kingdom of God. You are just like a precious guest of God, that He looks after you so well in every way, materially also. Today this gentleman at the radio asked me, what about the people who are unemployed? They are very upset, they want to spend their money in something like that. I said, but why waste the money on a fake guru? Why not on reality? Actually, in London, the unemployment is very high. But those who come to Sahaj Yoga always get jobs. There's no one you can find without a job. There's thousands in London, in England. Not one person is without job. Nobody's jobless. It's very surprising that nobody's jobless in England, those who are Sahaj Yogis. The other day, there was a doctor in Riyadh. He got this job also, Sahaj as we call it. But he wanted to get to one place called Abha, which is a beautiful place, and he thought that place he can meditate better because Riyadh is so full of humdrum and all kinds of things. So he thought it better that he goes to Abha. He was desiring it. And ultimately he wrote a letter earnestly to me saying that, Mother, please see that I get transferred and all that. He posted the letter. The letter had not reached me. Second day he got the offer and he's there. How it works out? This is beyond the cause. You have to go beyond the cause. You can go. It's very simple to go there if you have the Kundalini. The other day we had another very good incident in London. It's in England, in Bedford, where I was speaking. The lecture was started about 7 o'clock. And at about 8 o'clock, one boy somewhere about 16 miles away fell down from a bridge. Very deep down he fell down. He was on his bike. And then they thought he must be dead. By the time the ambulance arrived, they were surprised to see that the boy just climbed up nicely and sat in the ambulance. So they said, what's this? We were thinking he would be dead, we have to take a stretcher and all that. So he said, no, I'm cured now, I'm all right, nothing to worry. But they took him to the hospital. And doctors were also amazed. Nothing had happened to him except for a little pain in the lowest part. And they said, what's the matter? They said, no, there was a lady who mostly I wear white clothes, you see, in my programs and all that. So there was a lady in white, came in a white Mercedes. She came down, she treated me, and I'm all right. I said, what? There were so many people standing on the bridge. Nobody saw any Mercedes coming, any white sari lady coming in. And what are you talking about? It's a fact. It happened. And that time I was speaking to at least 600 to 700 people. Now, so then next day he saw my photograph in the newspaper, and he told that this is the lady who cured me. The police could not believe it. They wrote a letter and they inquired on the phone, and they were surprised that it has happened. These things have happened many a times in India, but should happen in London was surprising. So they asked the boy, what did happen? No, he said, I was just falling down. I said, Holy Mother, please help me. He was a Catholic. Holy Mother, please help me. That's all I said. And he got it. See, you go, really believe me, it is so, God is so miraculous, He's so miraculous that just to know Him is sufficient. Just to be there. He's just waiting for you to be there. It's not unreal thing. When we talk of God, it's not unreal. It's a reality. It works. There are so many 1001 examples I can give you where people just become that. Now it is so that now Saj Yogi says that miracle has lost its value in Saj Yoga because everything is so miraculous. You go and it's there. You just find out it's there. You just want to meet somebody, he's there. You out of the blue you'll see that people will be there. The gentleman who came to see me was not to be back today. He said, I don't know why. I just came and I was to meet you, so I'm here. It's like that. It works so spontaneously, so beautifully that you are amazed. Everything is done by God. We do not know that how many things He has already done for us. Like what we have done is nothing. Something is the tree dies, we make a furniture, dead from the dead to the dead. Nothing else we have done, nothing special. But He does all living work. Now think that on a mango tree, you just get a mango. An Australian will get a child who looks like an Australian. An Indian will get a child which will look like an Indian. So who does this choice? Who manages all these things? Who arranges all these things? So many living things are done. You see one flower. Now see these flowers. They become fruits. Thousands, I don't know what to say, billions, trillions, all of them. At the right time, who does that? We just take everything for granted, as I told you yesterday. But all that we have taken for granted is another one thing we have to take it for granted, that it is done by the God's love. And once you enter into His realm, you are a different person altogether. You are a changed personality. And as a result of that, you lose all your interest in all drugs and all those things. You become so perfect that it is amazing. I cannot recognize people, and so it will happen to you. So the first thing that happens to you, that you know the truth. The second thing that happens to you, that your attention becomes collectively conscious, charmed with collective consciousness. Like sitting here, you can know what's happening to the other person, wherever he may be. You can find out about that person. You are collectively conscious. Now you have known that there is ether, and supposing now this program is broadcasted, you can see anywhere in the whole world. But that program you can only see. That has no effect on you. It doesn't come out of the television and has an effect on you. But this one is such that not only it reaches there, but it has an effect. It can cure. The first time when I started the program in London, you know English how they are. One of them, very educated archaeologist and all that, and he said, but I want to find out about my father who has not telephoned to me for all these years. And can we find out? I said, very simple. You put your hands like this and say, the mother, what about my father? And he started feeling a terrible pain on this part. And this is the father's chakras. I said, this is the Vishuddhi, is here. That means he must be down with very bad bronchitis. This is my actual sentence I told him. So he said, really? He telephoned. He was in Scotland. So the mother came to the phone and she said the same words. He's down with very bad bronchitis. He was amazed to see, mother, what to do? I said, all right, now you sit down. I'll tell you how to cure him. Now give him a bandhan and all the mantras. When he said that, you'll be amazed. Within half an hour, the father came. I don't know what happened. I'm perfectly all right. My temperature has come down. It looks fantastic, but we are fantastic if you see that, aren't we? Look at the computer that man has made. It has to think. It has to go through the process of all programming. But when we see, we know. You see me, you know I'm sitting here. This is a wonderful computer we have, but yet we are not connected with that collective personality, with that all-pervading power which is all around us. Yesterday you did feel it. It is all around. And it is so helpful in every way. We have to prove the existence of God. We have to prove now the time has come. It cannot be some sort of a nonsensical thing like as he was telling me that now they are saying in Kundalini you jump and you scream and you shout, you take out your clothes and all that. I said this you can do, for that why should you pay? I mean, if you want to take out your clothes, if you want to jump, if you want to scream, you need not pay, you need not have a guru for that. We can do it here. If anybody can do it in their garden or in their bathrooms, what is the need to pay for it? There's no need to have a guru for that. It is something we must understand, must use our brains. This we can do ourselves. What is the need to do it? And even if it is done by something else, that's not what we have to achieve. What we have to achieve is our spirit. And that is something you cannot pay for. Because the Kundalini rises, and you can see the rising of the Kundalini. You can feel the cool breeze coming out of your head. This you cannot pay. You cannot work it out yourself. Even if you want to, you cannot. You cannot get it out of your head, is a fact. And that's what it is. Something that you cannot do has to be done by the living process. Like a seed, we cannot just take out the primule out of it, pull it out and say, now it has sprouted. It spontaneously happens. In the same way, it has to happen spontaneously. And then that effortlessness, because the nature does everything for you. But after that you have to know what is this power, how to work it out. And there where I find people fail in the West. They don't have that system by which they settle down into things. You see, they are very jumpy people, like guru shopping. Now they have come to me, then they'll go to another guru, then they'll go to another guru. That's not the way. It won't work out. You have to settle down. Once you are sprouted, you must settle down, you must get to it, and then you tell me what happens. But actually it is very common that, especially in the elite classes where I move, I find they are talking like this. Oh, that guru is very fine, it's quite good, because rather expensive but good. You see, does good to you. What good? Ask them. Nothing. It's just ego pampering. I've been to this guru and that guru. And they are really sinister people. They create problems. We have people from these gurus and we find they are difficult. They find it very difficult. We had one boy from this Rakta Beach, as they call him. What's his name is? Guru Maharaj Ji. And this person came here. We tried to help him. It's difficult. He found it impossible to cope with life. There are all kinds of problems because this Guru Maharaj had touched him here and used to get terrible sort of a feeling of something going inside and all those nonsensical things which I do not know. Why should they do it? And after that, he just could not cope with it. He had to commit suicide. We have his wife and a children here. But he had to commit suicide. He couldn't bear it. And we couldn't help him. That's what it is. But most of them are helped. 99% people are helped. There are people who have come from TM. We have already people from TM. They had a very bad time and they suffered a lot. I mean, you'll be surprised, some people who have been to TM have become such cabbages that even if you show them a garlic, they start jumping like that, And when the first time some people came to me from TM, they started jumping in their seats. It was impossible, and others got such a bad impression about me that I was making them jump, you see. But they have been practicing them, and they have paid £6,000 for that jumping business. And I had broken all their backs and the bottoms, and I had to repair everything, and I had to make them sit in the water and do all kinds of things for them. For days together we had to work on them. Poor things have suffered so much. So we must understand these abnormal things that we are doing. Jumping like that is not at all good for anything. And go on continuously, be out of control. You have to be completely in control. You have to be the most noble personality. Not to be controlled by something else that it makes you jump like a jack in the box. But you have to become something that you control everything. You are every part of the body, everything that you have, and you should be able to control. That is the thing. The time has come for you all to get realization and to get to it. I would like to see how many people in Perth would like to try that and settle down. It's a very nice place. It's very comfortable, very cool and nice. But it's not a private thing. It's not private. It's a public thing. When you get it, you have to give it to the public. You have to give it to others. It's not for you. It's not just for your enjoyment. I know they feel so much complacent and they feel very happy. Oh, we've got it now, nice family, this, that. That's not the point. Point is, whatever you have got, you have to give it, because you become the light. And when you become the light, light is supposed to give the light. Otherwise, why do you become a light? As Christ has said, you don't put the light under the table. In the same way, a Sahajogi has to give it to others. And it's very simple to give it. You don't have to do much about it. Only you have to talk to people, get together, and it can work out. So you become collectively conscious. That means you become part and parcel of the whole and awakened into it. And that's how. It's such a friendship, such love, such affection. We have had 54 marriages recently. And there have been every year some marriages. In a jungle we have the marriages just out of the city. And they are supposed to pay only 550 rupees for the marriage. And that's how we manage. That means how much? 55. Say about 55 Australian dollars each. And we have seen the marriages very successful. Children are tremendous. You get such tremendous children out of it. You see, all the great grandparents you'll find will be born out of you, the way they are, the way they talk. They're great people. And these great children want to be born. We don't have divorces. We don't have problems of family. We don't have problems of society. We don't have queer, strange, funny people around. They are very nice people. They look after everyone. Very peaceful and good society. And this is what we have to form tomorrow. That tomorrow's greatness, that we'll have people of that nature, such peaceful people. We talk of wars, we talk of everything, we talk of peace also. But here you become so transformed. You become so peaceful. Unless until the world is transformed, you cannot think of avoiding war. And once the war comes, you know what will happen. This is the way we have to expedite. We have to hurry up. We have to make many people realize, so that you get the advantage of becoming sensible, wise citizens of this world, of this universe. And you give the greatest thing, that is peace, to others. Now the problem is that the people who are mediocre, they think they are mediocres, they have not been very successful in life, or they are not so good, and all that kind of thing is all vanishes in the thin air. We need not have very successful people. Sometimes very successful are very ego-oriented. Sometimes who are very depressed are no good. But the people who are in the center are the best, and they achieve it much better. So one has to think in the terms of the success of your spirit, the comfort of your spirit, and not the success of the worldly things. It comes automatically. It works out automatically. Actually, your priorities change because your satisfactions change. So your attention becomes so collectively conscious that, say for example, there was one fellow who came to me. He was jobless in India, and he said, I've lost my job. So I said, why don't you take to interior decoration? He said, Mother, I don't understand this wood from that. How will I do it? I said, start. You just see the vibrations. And he earned lakhs and lakhs of rupees on interior decoration. Now only by feeling the vibrations he knows what wood is good, what is bad, what's wrong with this, which is good, what even the beauty, like see, if you see a good picture like Mona Lisa of Leonardo da Vinci, you'll be amazed at the vibrations of this picture is tremendous. So the aesthetics also are such that they give vibrations. So whatever is really beautiful gives you vibration, and that's how you know that these are the things that are eternal. Like some composers like Mozart was a realized soul. There were so many poets who were realized soul. You must have heard of William Blake. William Blake has described everything about Sahajaga, everything into details, even my house, our ashram, every detail, the house where it will be, everything he has described into detail. Such a seer he was in England, but English people think he was mad. Really, they think he was mad and a crazy fellow. Just imagine, their understanding about Blake is so poor. But now, of course, it's changing and things are happening that maybe one day, as he desired, England has to be Jerusalem. And that's what it has to work out. So now this is the second thing that happens to you, that your attention becomes collectively conscious. And then the third thing is, this happens later with many Sahajogis abroad, but it happens very easily in India because people are simpler people, not so complicated, you see. They have not got the yarn of thinking about everything, you see. So little simpler people. But the third thing that happens, that you become the joy. You become the joy. You are sitting for hours and you don't want anything. You don't see the watches, nothing. You just enjoy yourself. You're not bothered about the future or the past. You're just enjoying yourself. You're never bored. You're never bored. You become the joy. And the joy is such that it has no duality. It is not happiness and unhappiness. It is not like this, that if your ego is pampered, then you are happy, and when your ego is not pampered, you are unhappy. It's not like that. It is just to become the joy. And when you are the joy, you are just living in an era of complete satisfaction. The whole atmosphere changes. The children become so silent and quiet, and you start enjoying yourself, as it said in Sanskrit language. Atmanne vatmane tushta. The spirit gets satisfaction from spirit itself. It does not have to go anywhere else. And this is what is the new beginning of the new era that is being promised by all the scriptures. So don't go to anything which is like a mushroom coming out from somewhere. They say, all right, this is a new thing. Now you stand on your heads, or you stand on your one leg, or you jump, or take out your clothes, or put on your clothes, or take a name, and all this nonsense which is outside is no good. What you have to have is your spirit. And try to understand that whatever is nonsensical has to be given up. We have to take to sense. And this sense is given to us through our spirit. And that's how the joy comes into us. You see something, now I see a beautiful picture, then I don't think about it because I'm in thoughtless awareness. The whole picture which is created, all the joy of the Creator that is put into it comes to me within myself and pours joy on me, just like cool, nice, joyous feeling, and just giving me the thrills on all my body. And so beautiful it is. It's such a beautiful experience. So the beauty that is real can only give it. But the beauty which is just artificial, or is just made up or conditioned, that this kind of a woman is very beautiful, like these days it's a fashion to see mosquito-like women to be beautiful. They are just like mosquitoes, I tell you, and they give me creeps. But according to the Western standards, maybe they are beautiful, I don't know, they get beauty prizes and this and that, but they are horrible. And next day you find some of them has died of heart, somebody has died of this, unhealthy and artificially made beauties. But the real beauty gives you a joy which is not with lust or greed. No lust and greed, nothing. It's pure, it's innocent. You see a thing, there's no greed about it. You just see it, just because you have to see like a witness. That's how you see your life also, is like a witness, and you live permanently in joy. I hope it works out with you all, that you have come all the way today. It should happen to all of you, and you should all become part and parcel of the whole. May God bless you all. So any questions you should ask me, because today is a workshop day and I would like you to ask me questions. Can you give me some water?
Some water, please.
And then the workshop. Yes, please.
I have a question. It's about words and people, because we need to communicate amongst people, often even with loved ones. Criticism and gossip and malice, and when you sort of feel pain because of this kind of criticism, and it's not in your being to want to be like that, but you have to take it in and then not be like that yourself back. So
She's talking about the sort of situation where people criticize, where people say harsh things, and you feel pain as a result of that. One finds it difficult to cope with that situation, how to deal with that situation.
That's what I'm saying, that you see, either it pampers your ego or superego. Whatever one say about us, we are what we are, aren't we? And if we are the spirit, we are the eternal being. Once you see that, then you rise above it, and you see everything from the window, and you're not bothered. It's like you're going in the traffic. Then you are bothered about the traffic. But supposing you are sitting on a hilltop, then watching the traffic, all right. It's like this when you are in the water. You see, the water waves, they rise and fall, like in the thought. When the thought rises and falls, and again another thought. And then if somebody says something to you, you get upset because you see the thought waves come to you and get upset about it. But supposing by any chance you get into a boat, then you enjoy the water. That's how. The state of mind is such at that time. You just watch it and just enjoy. Somebody criticizes, very good, nice ideas. You don't feel it. You don't feel it then. The criticism doesn't touch you. You're in fortress. You become so powerful. Power of love. We have never used it. We have only used the power of hatred. All these wars and these things are nothing but power of hatred. But we have to have the power of love. And this is power of love. You don't have to go out of the way to help anybody or nice to anyone or listen to anyone. It just automatically happens that you are not bothered. The situations do not change. You are changed. You're above it. Alright? Good night. What else
Perhaps
is...
you could tell them a little bit about Vishuddhi Chakra, which is that's the chakra that we have to fix up.
we have to fix up certain chakras for that, but it can work out. We can also fix up, you see, some of the chakras of others very easily. Simple. Not difficult. If they try to be very nasty with us, you see, supposing somebody is very nasty and all the time insulting, you just can write the name of the person and give him a bandhan, he'll not talk so much. You'll see that.
Could you describe what bandha is a bit better?
What is a bandhan, she said?
Bandhan is what we call is, should we say bandhan is?
A bond
In
of
English,
love.
it's a bondage. It's a bondage of love. Bondage is a bondage you put of love to that person, then he stops talking. You want to do something to someone, better try. And another thing is in that they say that, you see, a guru has to be a very strict person, a serious person. When I went to France first, they said, Mother, you are such a happy person, and everybody will say that, look at this lady, she's very ignorant, she doesn't know what's happening to this world. You have to be very serious, a drawn face and all that, and you look so happy. So I addressed them as les miserables. I said, now you all the miserable creatures. Naturally, the kind of life they lead, what else could it be? I mean, they are guilty within themselves, the kind of life that every time you walk about 3 steps, you find a prostitute standing there, a 6th step, you find a brothel there, for 7th step, you find another pub there. What else? All the time you are destroying yourself, and naturally you are guilty and serious, and they do it seriously. You see, when it comes to drinking, they'll be very serious, but it comes to women, they will be the most serious people, which is such a frivolous thing to do. Yes?
You said those feelings, sensation you can feel in your hands when you can't associate with certain people or anything that's going to happen. Is it in any way associated with dreams?
Is the feeling that you feel in your hands when we feel sensitive to others anything to do with dreams?
No, dreams is something very different. Dreams is a thing when you go into your left side, in the left subconscious area, then you can also go into collective subconscious areas. And when you go there, because when you are sleeping, if you have a habit, supposing you are a very emotional person, you are crying all the time, weeping, thinking of the past, then you form a habit of your mind which goes to the left side. Then you go into it, then you see all kinds of things, and when you are waking up, you come to the subconscious mind, to the present subconscious, and you see things. That's why it's a confusion. It has nothing to do with the feeling that you feel for others. The others that you feel is absolutely in alert present tense. You see it now. It's like that. But this left side is very important, one should see also, because I think most of the diseases like cancer and all these, mellitus and all those diseases which are called as incurable are caused by left side effects. For example, now I saw a television review of some doctors who said that the cancer is caused by the triggering of triggering of a personality which is vulnerable to cancer by a protein or by proteins which are protein, they call it 5258. Actually it is the left side. Is that from the left side, from the collective subconscious, you see something like that attacks you. Even virus is nothing but the dead vegetables or dead plants which have gone out of circulation of evolution are existing in your collective subconscious, and they attack you, and that's how you get a virus. And the same way you can get it from some micro animals also, which can cause you this virus infection. In the same way, even cancer can be caused with the triggering of this left side. So too much of left side in a person, especially this person like Rakta Bij, his Guru Maharaj and all these people, they give you blood cancer because they introduce that into you. They know how to do it, and that's once it starts working, you get into trouble.
Can I just ask a question? Last night I didn't feel the cool breeze on my hand, but on my left hand I felt a very real, like an electric charge in my left thumb.
What is she feeling on the left, Swadhisthana?
Last night she didn't feel the cool vibrations, but what she did feel was like an electric charge in her left thumb.
Now the thing is, this is the left Swadhisthana. Have you been to any guru or anyone before?
Not a guru.
No one. No one. To whom have you been? TM.
That's a guru.
Oh, right.
TM. That is it. Left Swadhisthana is unauthorized. Unauthorized work, which is devilish. On the left hand side, TM is that, and if it is giving you shock because of that, and also you will get it here because it's a mantra that is working out here, and also you might get it here. Is the left agya. These three can be there with this TM business, and TM is terrible. I mean, it gives all kinds of problems, nothing but problems, and this is what it is happening to you. Is left Swadhisthana. Left Swadhisthana is for unauthorized working of divine laws. But this is not only unauthorized. TM is horrible, absolutely horrible thing. It has done so much harm to people, I tell you. And this fellow is very nicely living with 6,000 crores of rupees only in India. God knows how much he has in his bank in Switzerland.
If this is an age of self-enlightenment, and therefore there are many different gurus and religions,
What she say?
how do you tell the difference between...
What's he?
She explained this. If this is the age of enlightenment, and there are so many gurus, how do you tell the difference?
That's what I said, that unless until you are realized, you cannot. But you should use your brains. First of all, you cannot pay for it. Then what you can do, screaming, shouting, jumping, flying, all this nonsense, you see, is not evolution. Is not God, that we can do it ourselves. Thirdly, that it should be spontaneous. It's a living process of evolution. It has to be spontaneous. It's all given in the books. It's nothing new, I'm telling you. But people don't read proper books, you see. All these mushrooms have come out with the last 100 years in India and everywhere. And now everybody's taking up from them cues and they're working it out. But actually, if you go back, then you'll find that it's a very different thing, that it is just pure self-realization you should have, and the Kundalini rises by itself, gives you realization, is written by everyone. But also there are some stupid people who have written about Kundalini rising, you start jumping, you start behaving like a frog. Now we are not going to become frogs. So use your brains, you can. Yeah.
Come back to TM, please, because it's something I also have been doing. What I learned was not no belief or theory, but purely physiological. In other words, I learned how to relax. Now, why do you say that is so bad?
Physiological?
He was doing TM himself, so he's coming back to that. He says that what he wants to know was that he felt that the physiological effects were good, that this and that.
Only for the time being. Only for the time being. You see, actually what he does is very simple. It's called as Smashana Vidya. It's called as what is called Smashana in English language, of the dead.
The science of it.
Science of the dead, you can put it. So what he does is put a dead on you, somebody, a spirit, by calling, say he gives you a mantra of Inga. Now there must be someone with that name, Inga you call. And what happens that spirit or that whatever it is sits on you As a result of that, what happens to you is that you become doubly sort of energetic. You start working very hard and working it out. And some people very over energetic. But this is one body and there are two persons riding it. Ultimately, it becomes very weak. And for realization, such people find it difficult to get realization. And they have spondylitis, they have all kinds of physical problems. They have brain trouble, they have headaches, they have tensions and terrible pains and lots of things they have. I mean, there's no end to it. I mean, the amount of curing I had to do with these people. Some I found screaming like mad. Absolutely. There was one who was the head of the flying squads they have called. What is it called? I'll tell you the name of that place. Is
in Scotland.
Ronnock in Scotland. His name was Peter Pierce. He was the head of it. You see, and this fellow became mad. He got epilepsy. Epilepsy is one of the things that happens. His wife got epilepsy, very bad, and the child got it. 3 of them. And they were absolutely bankrupt. He was a diamond merchant. He lost everything. She was the granddaughter of the Duke. Now she's in Surjoga. She's written so many things in the newspaper, but nobody takes hints from it. They were the heads of it there, where all the people went for flying. And these 3 of them came to me. Peter Pierce became such a bankrupt that he had to leave London because he was a bankrupt. He could not live there. And his child and daughter, wife are now in India. And this lady used to scream for hours. And she said, somebody's sitting on my neck, mother. I cannot get rid of it. So depends on how long have you been there and how much it is affected. But it affects your brain very much. And people get terrible headaches and things with it.
At first there is a sense of security that comes out of this physiological quietening down, but that's all a trick.
That's a trick. In the beginning, you see, you feel a little bit physiologically. In the beginning, they do feel, because you see, if somebody takes over your sense of security, you feel all right. But that's very temporary. But the effects later on are felt, how it works out. That's why you will find TM people do for a short time and give up. They do it for a short time and give up. But it doesn't matter to him as long as he makes his money. He's not bothered. What he wants that he should make his money. So he's not bothered. Yes.
I came along here quite by accident today. I listened to the radio this morning, and I know Granny was.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't go to your meeting last night. I'm from a family which I guess have rejected the Orthodox religion for 3 generations now. Been brought up with, in some sense, atheism, I would imagine. My father would be agnostic, and there is a lot of resistance to handing over one's own sense of self-responsibility to someone else in our family. We essentially believe you're responsible for your own actions, and whatever you're doing is going to add to the cumulative good or the cumulative bad. And I find what you're saying very interesting, and I'm intellectually very interested in it, but I guess I'm also
resisting.
Oh yeah, there's this strong sense of resistance.
She comes from a family, generations of atheists.
Oh, good. They're very good people.
Therefore,
I like them because they're not blind.
yes.
You see, they're not blind. It's good. If they are blind, it's difficult. You see, you belong to some religion or something, it's maddening sometimes. Now, see, Catholicism is under challenge, complete challenges. They are challenging now Christ. Either they accept Paul or Christ. You see, this is what it is, because Christ came, he was great, no doubt, he was true, but the people who tried to project him were all nonsensical people like Paul. From where did he arise? God alone knows.
Well, we've come from a Catholic family, 3 generations.
You see, it happens naturally. You see, seeing all this nonsense, you become agnostic, isn't it? But what about these people like this Archbishop of Canterbury himself? They asked him, what about the Holy Ghost? He said, I'm agnostic. Imagine the Robin Day asked him, then what are you doing here? He said, I'm doing my job. And Robin Day quite convinced, yes, you are doing job. I'm also doing my job. So that's what it is. With such people, how can you have faith in any one of them? It's correct. They are right people. I would say they are the best for this. But they have faith in themselves, isn't it? That's all.
The other thing that she said, she was worried about handing over responsibility to somebody. I presume you mean to Mataji, do you? Or?
No, I don't take any responsibility.
A lot of resistance.
No. You become yourself responsible. I'm not responsible for you at all. Why should I be? You have to just become the spirit. No, I'm not responsible. You better look after yourself. But first become the spirit. Otherwise you cannot. It's your own. It's within you. I am just giving you what you have. Alright? Supposing I want to give you the key, why not have it? That's all. And then you can give it to others.
I can understand that. I can understand at certain points in your life you need a teacher or someone to help you so that you can then take a greater responsibility again.
It's not that way. It's just the other way around. It's not that way. It's just the other way around. Nobody has to take anybody's responsibility. You become a free bird. Absolutely complete freedom. What is there to be taken responsibility of? When you yourself become so powerful, why should I take your responsibility or you take my responsibility? It's in joy and happiness and in love that we live together. What is there to be responsible for? When God is looking after us all, why should we be responsible to each other? Let Him look after us. We have entered into His kingdom, and His kingdom is very different from the kingdoms we know of. It's perfect government there.
What's your opinion on the three traditional forms of yoga, such as karma, bhakti, and yoga of knowledge?
Yoga of?
Knowledge, wow.
Okay, he's asking what is your opinion on the three traditional forms of yoga, bhakti, karma, and knowledge, jnana.
Knowledge. You see, bhakti is left side, karma is right side. And when the Kundalini rises at this point where Christ is settled down on the third eye, as they call it, or we call it the Agya Chakra, you can see it clearly there. At this point he's there. He sucks in. That's what he said, I'm dying for your sins. He takes away your karmas and he takes away your ideas about bhakti also. You just become clear and then you rise higher. So then at that point, what happens to all your conditioning of bhaktis? You see, like you are bhakta of this and bhakta of that. All it is conditioning. There's no real bhakti. Krishna has also said that bhakti has to be ananya. Means when there is not the other, when you are connected. Otherwise we are saying Christ, you're not connected to Him. That's how you get connected. First you get connected, then the real bhakti starts. And then you do karmas, which you do not do, actually it happens. Karma becomes akarmas. That is your work. What you are doing becomes non-work. It becomes non-action. That's what it happens to you. So all these ideas become one, and jnana is nothing but what you know on your central nervous system, which is Vedas or Vida. Vida means known on the central nervous system, not in your knowledge, not your brain. Kabir Das has said that padi pandita murakha bhaya means by learning too much, even the learned have become stupid. It's not learning through your brain. It's not that. How many universities Christ has gone to? Nothing. He was knowledge. It's pure knowledge.
What do you think of these people that don't believe in a personal God? Who don't believe in a personal God?
What about the people who don't believe in a personal God?
Yes, they also believe in themselves. They get their realization. They need not believe in a personal God, but just think of it that supposing I was not here, who would have explained these things to you? It's not easy to talk to human beings, Christ came, you crucified Him. All others came, you just had a nice fun out of their lives and made them very miserable. Isn't it? Nobody tried to understand them. It's very nice to say we don't like this, we don't like that. But what about you? What have you got? You better have it. Better have it. Who's going to explain? The unconscious doesn't have the mouth. Somebody has to explain and tell you what it is, isn't it? It's not a good thing to say that I don't like to have the nectar of life. Is it wise? Like and dislike is just a play of the ego, my child. It's just a play of the ego. It is what we desire. We should desire for something that's so great. That's ourselves. To know ourselves. This desire should be innate and should be there if you are little advanced in your evolution. Of course, if your person is absolutely gross and nonsensical, then he has his own ideas, he builds it up, the God should be like this, God should be like that, and then market is filled with such people. But reality is what it is. It cannot become what you want it to be. It is what it is.
Yes.
What does Mother think of the teachings of Sai Baba?
You mean
It's newer.
in Bangalore?
Yes.
What do you think of the teachings of Sai Baba of Bangalore?
What are his teachings? He gives diamonds to rich people. You see that disciples, there's no transformation. They're smugglers. They do all kinds of dirty things. Horrible people they are. All of them get heart attacks. Is that the way a guru should be? If you have a guru, means your life must be transformed. You should be very righteous and great personality, isn't it? At least it should show in your life that you are a very righteous, powerful personality of compassion. But it's not. All his disciples, if you see, will be shocked. Indians, I can understand, some of them are looking after. You see, they think they can get a diamond. None of them gets it. Only the rich, because the rich then return the diamonds nicely. That's why. It has nothing to. It's just a trick. It's just a trick. I've discovered it, he's confessed it, but still people go on, they're so obstinate because they have been doing it they don't want to give it up. So let them go ahead. I don't know how many are going to be saved with this kind of thing that's going on, really. I mean, according to Bible, it's very small number, but we should try to expand it a little more, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
But why should we go into all these gurus when you?
What is she saying?
Would you talk about Muktananda?
Because in my case I've been involved with Muktananda and I've
You've been to Muktananda?
But that won't help you.
The only thing I can tell you, it's very difficult to raise the Kundalini of Muktananda's people. Very difficult. See, about, I think 70 or 80 years back, there was one fellow who came out, whose name was Vishnu Tirth. And he wrote a very funny book, where he talked of something Arunodaya and all sorts of things, we see, which is nowhere, has no connection with the traditions of India, nothing. And that in that a person starts jumping. Actually, there was one fellow sitting with his both feet towards me, and these people said, you can't sit like this towards mother. So he said, no, because my Kundalini is awakened, I'll jump like a frog. So they said, now I called him and I said, how can you jump like a frog? Now you are a human being, you cannot become a frog. So he said, no, I'll be jumping like a frog. So he brought this book of Vishnu Tirth. And I was amazed that this book was written that when the Kundalini is awakened, you jump like a frog. And that's what the people are doing at Muktananda's. It's another fellow, Gulwani Maharaj. Actually, these are, I call them the Kardankaris, are the destroyers of people who have come. Those people are intellectuals. For them, this gentleman is there. He talks intellectually, this, that, and this finishes them. It's like that. They are the destroyers of these people. Then there are some people who are born like, we have the Brahmins in India, Orthodox Brahmins. For them, this Gulwani has come. And he taught them all these things, Arunodaya, this, that, and all that. And then all of them are sick. They have got high blood pressures, they've got all kinds of troubles. They're horrible people. And they came to see me. And they said, Mother, do you believe in this Arunodaya and Parunodaya and all that? What is all that? They said, Vishnu Tirtha, who is that? Where is it written? We have scriptures, thousands of years back. Where is it? 14,000 years back, Markandeya wrote about it. Where is it? It's an evolutionary process, one after another. Logically, it should come to a point. Suddenly, somebody tells you something. You see, it's a very fashion-like stuff that you create some fashion. You see, put one tin here, try it up, call it a bouffant, or everybody goes with a tin on. It's like that. It's a modern mind. Just a minute. Now you asked too many questions. Now what I'm saying, put your attention to me, because what's happening, the concavity of the thought comes in and then nothing is received. So please try to listen to me first of all. Now what happens that if you go to fashions, then they create new things like that and tell you this way. Now anybody comes in, but his guru, whom he calls his guru, actually he was not his disciple. He suddenly came at the time of his death. There's a very big group against this one. Nityanand was the real one. But his own secretary has been to us and he's given us in writing what he has been doing.
His business promotion.
According to him, these two children are his own children. 6,000 crores rupees worth of diamonds are found with him and in income tax. This is what it is. When you see his face, what sort of a face he had? There should be some glow on the face of a person who is supposed to be religious, isn't it? Minimum of minimum. Like Christ was done by Michelangelo. Michelangelo was a realized soul, like a hefty 20-tall personality, like an Australian, I would say, sitting there and standing and throwing people left and right. The whole Sistine Chapel is nothing but Kundalini, and at Agya he's standing, throwing them this side and that side, just like a great giant-like personality. While there is, if you see, a little table is in front, and the Pope has put a skeleton-like Christ there. You see, just, I don't know why. If Christ was such a skeleton, how did he carry such a big cross? Let these popes carry, and then we'll know. So they have made images like that. Miserable, horrible-looking people are saintly. Not at all. Never. Indians understand this because you see, it's a traditional country. We have seen it. We have seen Rama, we have seen Krishna, we have seen all these people. We know what it is. We understand that. But in the West, I don't know why they want to make Christ look like a TB patient. And it's very painful, you know. It's very painful. Now, you are asking another.
You talk about absolute good.
What's
Do you
it?
infer that there's absolute bad? And what is the source of it?
You speak about absolute good. Does that infer that there is absolute bad?
Has to be somewhere. But why worry about that? Better go to the absolute good. Yes, it is. It is there. Absolute bad. They also say there's nothing like bad and good. This is another trick. And on that, Christ has said very clearly, the Satan is not going to speak against itself. It's its own house. They never say something bad. Everybody is good. You see, it's mutual understanding between them. But the good part of the bad is this, that they fight and collapse. And they get exposed. That's the good part of the bad. Yes.
This country is the country where we had a people that lived here very much integrated, I feel, with whatever Kundalini, the Aboriginal people. Do you have any understanding of
Yes.
that kind
What you
of
say?
expression?
We live in a country here which was inhabited by the Aboriginal people who, she says, understood these things. Do you have any knowledge or feelings about these people?
Very much. The names are like Paramata. Paramata means the primordial mother. So many words are. The rock of airs is nothing but Ganesha himself. You see, this is the land of Muladhara Chakra. You don't know what a land you are living in. Whatever you may try, you cannot lose your innocence in this country. It's a country of innocence. You will keep it, a bit of it, because it's a country of innocence. You will see all that. It's a very great country. It's described in the Puranas in ancient times that there was one great saint who committed some mistake, and he was thrown out in the sky, and God said, all right, now I allow you to go away from here, but I give you a boon again because you are a great man, that you will create your own heavens here, and that's the Southern Cross. It's called Trishanku in Sanskrit language. So you are great people. You don't know you are born on a very great soil. This is the Muladhara itself, the first chakra, where Sri Ganesha, the innocence, resides.
And it's red as rock, huh?
Yes, rock. When you get the corals, that's the stone of the Muladhara chakra. That's the stone. So whatever you may try, Australians, you cannot lose your innate innocence. Try all these English Western tricks, all American tricks, French tricks, try them. But you cannot. I'm sure of that. Today in Sahaja Yoga, they are the leaders among all the Western countries, or what you call the Western civilization type of people. They are the best. They are the leaders we have. But of course, Europeans are good. We have in England many more people. But the way they have understood Sahaja Yoga is great. We have in Austria, there are 14 nations which are following Sahaja Yoga. But nothing like Australians. They are just there. They get to it very easily. Wonderful people there, no doubt.
Are there any Australian Aborigines
Beg pardon?
Are there any Australian Aborigines?
Are there any Australian Aborigines in Sahaja Yoga?
We have, yes, we have, yes. I have a special concern for that. We have already. But you see, I don't know, these aboriginals also have taken to these things very fast. They should not have taken to these things so fast as that. But somehow, I think they lost all confidence in their own personality, in their own culture. And they just changed themselves and have gone amok, sort of. I've seen this is happening even in other countries like Peru and all these places. Even Africans like Ghanaians and all these people are so much changed, you can't imagine the kind of life they are leading. I mean, they could have got something better, but somehow they have taken to this. I mean, it's horrible. But we have from everywhere coming to Sajo. Yes, that's very nice that you have concern about them. Yeah, they're wonderful people if they come. Wonderful people, no doubt. But the way we have killed them, like Tasmania. Tasmania is a place full of spirits, These people tried, nothing worked out, because so many are killed there. I mean, it's really very bad to kill those people like that. So now, should we have the experience again? Let's see how many of you are feeling the cool breeze to begin with. Let's see, put your hands like this, just like, come along. Just. This is the Mother Earth of Australia. Sitting on the ground, it works out much faster. While feeling better. Now the shooting is gone. Here, better now. Good. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Put your attention here. Just put your attention here on your Sahasrara here. Just close your eyes and see if it's it's just you can feel it. Thing coming out. Just feel with your left hand on your top of your head. See now. Open your eyes and don't think. Just see on the left hand. You can feel it. Just feel it. Just see on top of your head. Are you feeling any cool breeze? Just here on the fontanelle bone area. Here in this part. Now, if you are not feeling, just say, Mother Kundalini, come in my head. Mother Kundalini, come in my head. Or Mother, come in my head. Here. Just see if you are not feeling in the head. Just say it 7 times. It will work out. Just feel it. You feel it also? Are you? Good. Coming now? Better? You can ask her. Good. Now try with the other hand also. Just get it from both the hands now. Try. Alright? Or hot? Hot is coming? No? Cool? That's fine. That's great. That's what I said. Australians. I bow to them, really. They're great people. Thank God you're away from all the madness here. They all have got it. Good. So now you have to learn how to raise your Kundalini, how to give Bandhan to yourself. And now you should visit this place. When do you have here programs for people? You just explain to them. And we would like you to give your names and addresses to these people. And if you have any problems or any physical problems, emotional problems, everything, you can ask them. You should get your friends to it. And you'll find, gradually you'll find in your own life how everything is changing, how you are transforming, how you are becoming a very powerful, compassionate personality. You'll be surprised at yourself, what you are.
The programs, when they meet, are given on the back of the booklet that was handed out. Anybody that didn't get it can get it later.
Yes, those who haven't got the booklet can have it. And here also you have the programs.
Yes, it's in the booklet.
All right,
Giving
in the booklet.
times and days.
Can you, those who haven't got the booklet should see it. But reading too much is not needed. You must know how to meditate. Now about the photograph, would like to give them?
Last night they gave them just a very simple instruction on how to meditate, and there was a photograph in there, and it gave the address of this place and when they meet each week and the times and so on.
You gave the photograph.
The photograph and a very simple instruction on how to meditate, that's all.
Just try that. And do come over here. Now any other question you have or anything, you can write to me also. And they have my address and they'll help you out. Now, is there anything for them to eat?
There's a cup of tea, they just put it on now.
Just little cup of tea for you to have it. Please enjoy yourself with little cup of tea.
Show them how to do the bandhana.
Now, you show them. He'll show you how to give a bandhan to yourself, how to make yourself into a bandhan. Now.
So, perhaps if you explain it.
Now, the thing is, we have an aura around us, you know that. And this aura has got 7 layers according to the 7 chakras we have. Now what we do, this is flowing through our hand, just now felt it, it's your own. Now you have to protect it by giving it a bandhan in the sense that you just put the energy around it like that. Now let's start 7 times. Let's do it properly. Just put the left hand towards me. It's 1, goes on your head, 1 on your head, nicely. No, right hand, right hand. Now, left hand towards me, right hand again. 1, 2, no, the other way down. Yes, left hand towards me. All right? Now, so, on top of your head, 3, again. 4, watch the left hand. 5, 6, and 7. This is just to protect you when you are going out from your house somewhere, when you are going out to meet someone, or in the night before sleeping. It's better to take a bandhan like that. Now to raise your kundalini is the easiest thing to do. The kundalini is just here about where you are sitting. So put the left hand there. Warren, you also show. Left hand before the in front of the kundalini like this, and the right hand is the one action which moves up, forward, down, backwards like that, and the kundalini rises with it. It's very simple. You can raise your own kundalini. Let's do it. Now just it goes on like that. Put your arms little loose now, push back your head and put your hands back and give it a twist nicely and make a knot. This is how you fix it first. You have to do it 3 times. Let's do it again. Now, again, like this, you have your attention on your left hand. Now see, it will rise even faster. Let loose your shoulders. Put back your head. Again, give it a second knot. And third time, 3 knots you have to give. Push back your head. And now, 1, 2, 3. Now see the vibrations. Now see how it has improved. And the peace within.
Just check up.
Check up yourself.
Try the other hand.
You have to certify yourself. Nobody's going to certify.
A little
if
higher.
You haven't felt it.
A little higher. About 4 or 5 inches.
All right? Today are you feeling it, madam? Good. Today you got it. So, it doesn't matter if one day it's all right. But first you will be surprised for TMs we had to work for a month. They couldn't feel the cool breeze. Now things have improved a lot. They work so fast. It's good. Now see. Now, don't think about it. You cannot think about it. It's beyond thinking. You are in that realm. And now you will know what you have gained yourself. You watch and see, experience it. You will be surprised in every way. In every way. First of all, you'll be so relaxed. You'll be just enjoying everything. It's another thing. It's like what you say, an egg becoming a bird. That's what is called a Brahmin, means a Dvijaha, the one who is born again. And the bird is also called a Dvijaha, means the born again. That means first he's an egg, the ego and superego makes you an egg, and then it opens out. And then you become the bird. You are all ready to be that, and you become. But now you must learn how to fly. That's important. And that's what you have to learn with some understanding and assiduity about it. Yes.
Excuse me, you said nothing about meditation last night. Did you intend to?
That's the object of us explaining more deeply as you come in. You said nothing about meditation. But,
Yes, because you cannot do meditation, you are in meditation. When you are thoughtless, you are in meditation. You don't have to do it. You are in meditation all the time. But when you sit down, you can meditate. And how to meditate and all that, they'll tell you when you need it. Because you need it every day to again go back. Sort of charging your battery, as they call it. But you are in meditation. Just now you are in meditation. Don't have to meditate, you are there. You cannot do it, but to meditate means you sit down and charge your battery, which is being already there, charged, and you have to just recharge it, that's all. Here they come.
We'll show you the techniques. The whole object is so that you come here and we show you how it works, how to clear your chakras, how to take vibrations from Sri Mataji, how to remove blockages, how to awaken the Kundalini, how to remove this and that, bring about
how to cure cancer, how to cure other diseases. It's everything you can know. Actually, nowadays I'm not curing anyone. All of them are curing. I'm doing nothing of the kind. Just automatically you will learn. It's very simple. But you must pay attention to it for some time and work it out. Just do not be frivolous about it. If you are frivolous, it doesn't work out. It is not meant for people who are frivolous or stupid, or also for people who are cowards. It's meant for people who want to have the experience, not only that, but who want to enter into the kingdom of God and settle as the citizens of His kingdom. It's meant for them. That interviewer has not come. But you go and see him. One of you should go and see, poor thing. He himself is what the TM, and he's suffering from his very bad throat and all that. Poor thing, really. I'm sorry for him. He's such a nice man and such a great seeker. But his throat and this Vishuddhi chakra on both the sides, so badly damaged, and the void here. I told him he should come, but I think he must be busy. But somebody can go and see him.
May I talk about the photograph, Mother?
I think they can do it later on.
No, just that it has vibrations.
All right. And the kind of photographs you have, you can show them? Some of the miraculous one. Have you got one of the copies of that?
Yes.
Just show that.
I'll get Matthew to bring it down.
Oh, good. Just bring some of these. Oh, good.
We put
That's
in here,
done.
very simply, the basics.
It's good to begin with. Better not read too much, because then you will become as too much conditioned with this also. Reading is not there. But they should show you some photographs which are really miraculous. And I think, do you have a big photograph of mine about where it's falling on my head and all those? Anyone?
Got the photograph of light rain?
All right, just bring one or two like that. There are many like that where the light is shown.
Matthew, if you'd bring that series down. Series of photographs? Little ones I gave you today.
There's one photograph of mine where I was sitting in a village and a light came on me. Of course I knew that, but people didn't see it, but the camera caught it, a light on my head, a column of light. There's another photograph where on my hand there was the sun, a complete light here, like that. There are many photographs. They have got a series of photographs, you can see them. That the photograph has got vibrations. Tell them about it. Beautiful, that's one. This is Delhi bar. This was before, this was after.
Yes.
Imagine. You have the series together? No?
Yes. I've just given them to Matthew to get big enlargements done for us, Mother.
All right.
These
are smaller ones.
The whole 6 are there.
No, this is the series, but all other photographs that they had, those albums like...
The red album, have you got a little copy of the one that was handed out in India?
Yes, to all the centers we did.
Yes, she's got one.
Oh, she'll bring it. Now this is one of them. These are the series, you see. You can see this. And the last one is the one where I put my hand up, so we put it there. And this is an Australian who took photographs, I must say. Just let them have a look. They can see that. Now to the agnostic lady, atheist lady.
Don't let them.
Hello, miss. Come along and have a look at this. You are an atheist now. Explain this, all right? Just see in the paper. There are 6 of them.
Just with the box camera, the light was falling. Just casual shots, falling as she was talking, and then just stopped. She put her hand up.
Very interesting.
You can show this to your family people.
Breeze,
This way.
I was worrying about the sweat on my hand and the breeze in the air.
That just means a sympathetic nervous
No.
system.
Also, you see, because she doesn't believe in God, no? She has to say that I'm the spirit. Then it will work out on the heart. Oh, your
Here's rock.
yes, rock. We put it here, and all of them you can have a look and see for yourself. Where is the photograph of the? See this one. This one also, when we went there to the Matterhorn. See the vibrations. They are shown there.
Chris, could you show people these?
What about the one with the? In this one, all the vibrations in my feet. But the one with the photograph and the. See the light here also. It's like that. It's all of them are here. You can have a look. So this one. You can have a look at it later on.
If you want to come and have a look.
Later on you can have a look at it. These are all smaller. You didn't get the photograph of Gregor's, this is with the feet.
No, we haven't yet got them all together. They've yet to come.
All right, doesn't matter.
Would you like a short? You're feeling chilly at all?
That's good. That's what you asked for, isn't it?
That's the one.
Yesterday they asked me to make it cool.
Of the toes.
Yes, and there are lights coming out of my toes here. Yeah.
What time do you go in the morning, Mother?
What time do you go in the morning? 11:30.
Yeah.
Can I come early in the morning with the children and hope to see you?
All right, please come. Yes. Finding it cold, is it? You find it very cold?
No, not so cool yet. Maybe later. Come again tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes, may God bless. She's a surgeon we knew?
No.
New. Quite good.
You were asking about the techniques and things and how to meditate and so on. Just come along, they'll show you. It's so simple. There's not a lot to show you, but you can actually begin at home. The little simple instructions are there. Then once it comes to the fine tuning, as it were, we can show you how to remove the blockages, left side imbalances, right side imbalance, and it's very straightforward.
But it's a collective happening, so you all have to meet. It's not that you sit at home and work out, it won't work out. You have to come together. Otherwise it doesn't work out so well.
Yes, here you are. Don't have to be careful.
Look at that. That's one of them. All grandfathers and grandmothers here. Look at these. And your parents, your children, your friends, all of them. And especially I've seen in Perth, the elderly people are very good for Sahaja Yoga. Very sensible people. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe because of the sea or the river, whatever you may call it. But the elderly people are very sensible in Perth. You talk to your parents, talk to your mother, talk to your father, call them. They'll be happy to come, I'm sure. It will work out. And it's again a big family reunion. All the anger passes out and you become all very friendly, loving, affectionate, and enjoying each other.
Better tell them that there are no fads either about diet or
No fads of diet or no fads of any kind.
vegetarianism.
No, nothing of the kind. But only that you can tell them later on that it has to be suitable for your temperament. For example, somebody is a liver patient, then we give you a liver diet for that for some time till you are completely cured. If you are a very severe liver patient, otherwise it can be easily cured. It was a nice idea to have it here outside.
It's beautiful. Oh, when we walked out, it looked more like a puja than.
So beautiful it is. See the light. See the light in the sky. See the light in the sky. The whole sky is light and light.
See the rays are coming down.
See it so clearly. I wish we had a camera which would capture all this.
You'll even learn how to sit on the ground for a long time.
Yeah. Then you learn it easily because it's easier to be on the ground because when we have big groups, very big, we should say huge big crowds, you see, then it's impossible. You cannot have them in a hall. In India, for example, in Bombay itself, we had about 6,000 people. And so some of them did get chairs, who just couldn't sit on the ground. But for all of them, we couldn't arrange.
What does it mean when you feel heat instead of the coolness?
Liver.
Liver?
The livers.
You have a liver problem. You have. It's simple. They'll tell you how to get it cured. It's simple.
Heat is a sign that there's too much activity of the physical.
Too much, right side. It could be due to anything.
Yellow part.
Bilious nature. That's the sign of the bile within us. Too much bile.
It can be
Futuristic personality. Who thinks of the future all the time on the run. If somebody is very, very cold, like freezing, then it's not all right. That's also not a good thing. But you must get a cool, gentle breeze. That's what it is.
But does this still mean that I'm getting something coming through?
It comes as hot and cold. First little puffs of hot and then cold. Then
It itself cures you. You see? It cures you. It goes there and cures you. Makes it cooler, and again the heat comes out. Then it makes it cooler, like that.
The fact that I've got something.
You've got it. You've got it. We can feel your vibration, so we know.
You've got it. But the only thing is your liver is to be cured still. So that's why you get streaks of hot also in it.
I get very hot hands.
Yes.
You'll be all right.
Same thing. And feet probably a bit too. And she shouts a lot, he says.
No, I don't. Talk too much.
You all come in the balance automatically. You all become really what you are, the beautiful. Moreover, you see, some people think that you have to change your dress and behave, live like this, and all that is not there. You don't have to change anything. Of course, you take to decent, nice dresses, cooling dresses, and yourself you do it, everything in that way. So you don't have to worry about coloring your dresses and something like that. It's all outside. Something happens inside, not outside. You will see the candle going. You will see the reaction on the candle very easily. It starts, you see, flickering and giving such black soup. Sometimes you get frightened the way it is giving you. But it's all right. It burns it off and you are all right with it. So you must know what is the problem with you, what is to be done. And automatically it works out. The best way is to know that you are now a realized soul, to assume that position. That assumption is difficult. You see, it's like a man is made into a king and he doesn't sit on his throne. He jumps up every time. It's like that the situation is. But you must stick on to it. Know that you are now realized souls. You are yogis. This is the most difficult part. I have to go on telling, now you are a realized soul. Use your vibrations. Why don't you use your vibrations? Now you have a new sensation and new dimension which should be used. Like now we have eyes, we use our eyes. In the same way, use your vibration. That's what they forget all the time. So remember that now you are realized souls. You are yogis. Better write it down somewhere. I am a yogi now. To accept it.
So, though Sri Mataji is leaving tomorrow, leaving Perth tomorrow, let's not let everything just die and wait till she comes in another couple of years or whenever. Just next year. Thank you, Sri. Yes. Let's make it so that there's hundreds to greet her next year when she comes in.
Oh yes, they've been eating.
See, mother has to look after the eating part of it. Mother must see that you eat something and you have a satisfied life as far as appetite is concerned, and every sort of thing should be satisfied. Every way you should be happy people. That's the only desire a mother can have. And the second one is that whatever powers I have, you all should have. You must get all those powers within yourselves. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you.